Hello, I'm Kerryn Powell, the Network Catalyst and founder of Your Time Matters. In 2013, I started a business community where men and women could come together to network, but also to learn and to support each other. In this series of interviews, you'll meet some of the members of the community and you'll hear how we have a conversation that goes deeper than what do you do. You'll hear how they got into their business, how they help their clients, and the satisfaction that they've gained along the journey, and a little bit about why they joined Your Time Matters in the first place. I hope you enjoy the series, and I look forward to introducing you to an awesome group of business owners. So Peter Burgess from Process Culture.
My business is all about optimizing and automating your ideal sales process. So making sure that in your business, you're really delivering great value to customers, that your sales process from the very first contact with a potential customer right through to onboarding that customer is as good as it can be. We're all about maximizing conversions, making sure you're following up effectively, making sure you're not losing opportunities.
Or how did you decide to start Process Culture?
So I've been in technology for about 25 years, maybe a little bit more. And initially, I was developing software for corporates, and as myself, about 12 years ago when I started business. But over the last maybe 5 years, I've really specialized in sales process. Now, my earliest experiences of working were actually knocking on doors, door-to-door sales, and selling on the telephone, and actually, carrying out different sales roles. Then over the years, I specialized in technology as a programmer. And so it took a long time, but eventually I saw the connection between the two of how I can use technology to help businesses sell really effectively. And that's what I do. So pretty well all of my inquiries for the last few years have been related to sales.
And what were the major problems that you identified?
So the number one problem I identify with my clients is poor follow-up. So pretty well, many businesses, pretty well most businesses are not that good at following up. So you'll make an inquiry and you might not hear back from them for a few days, or when the inquiry does, when you do get a confirmation of your initial inquiry, that's the last you'll hear from the business. They won't follow up again. So most deals are closed after many points of contact, after many steps of follow-up, phone calls, emails, text messages, whatever it is. It takes quite a bit to actually close a deal, and businesses are losing opportunities by lack of follow-up. And also, one of the key problems I solve is the lack of a single source of truth, of really understanding their customer data. So having to look through your emails, having to look through spreadsheets to try and find out information about customers. I'm big on having a CRM. I think every business needs to have a CRM as a single point of truth. And then the third point is heavy manual work, a lot of manual work being done inside businesses that doesn't need to be done. So, for example, when signing up a brand new customer, often this is a very laborious process, lots of forms to be filled in, lots of paperwork. It's a slow process. Whereas a customer can do a lot of the work for you. You send them a form to fill in, and all that information can be synchronized into the CRM, and all of that information can be inputted into your systems without any of your staff having to do it.
So how do you go about solving that problem for a client? What are the initial steps?
So everything starts with most clients with a process called road mapping, is where we map out the key steps in their current sales process. Then I talk to them about their dream of the ideal, their ideal sales process, or what their business would be like if everything was running really smoothly. And then we take that original sales process and we create an optimal, improved sales process. And then we'll talk about the CRM and automations. Now, many businesses might have a CRM, but we'll be talking about how to use that CRM more effectively, or if they need a different CRM. And I don't specialize in lots of different CRMs. I'm only a specialist in Pipedrive CRM. But if someone is a Salesforce person, or they like to use Zoho, I can refer them to partners who specialize in those CRMs. And when it comes to automating all the manual and menial work, then we create a project to focus on inquiry management, or in automating their bookings, or whichever part of their business is the highest priority.
I know that you've worked with several of the businesses in the YTM community, or been referred to businesses. What sort of clients are those that you've been helping?
So the most recent client through YTM is a travel business, a boutique travel business, and I've been helping that business really automate the entire process of handling inquiries, of handling bookings, making sure payments, deposits and invoices, deposit invoices and final payments are made, making sure that we're following up, making sure that when someone has made a booking, they are reminded to make a payment and such like. So just basically allowing the business owner to focus on what they do really well, and have the technology taking care of all the manual stuff in the background. Other types of projects I worked on, normally CRM rollouts and automations around CRM, nearly always around how to manage inquiries and bookings. A lot of work with taking a web form and integrating that with a CRM, so that when someone fills in an inquiry, it's going straight into the CRM and the right staff are being notified. So yeah, that's sort of a small snapshot of the work I do.
So what value has YTM been to your business?
So YTM has been enormously valuable. I won't give you specific numbers, but over the last 8 years, it's been a very significant return on investment, shall we say. So YTM has returned a lot of opportunity to my business, but also, from a socialization aspect, it's helped me maintain some level of social skills during COVID. We were keeping in touch. There's been a good support network, and also find that the network attracts the right kind of people. So we often have very supportive, friendly, and engaged members. And yeah, so it's been really great.
So YTM is much more than a way to create the next lead. It also offers other parts to the membership. What other parts have you used?
To a limited extent, I've used some of the professional development aspects, the coaching. But the main thing for me is the social aspect, catching up in person for dinners and drinks and such like. And just, in an afternoon after work, catching up on a Zoom call or having a lunchtime, learning something useful. So we often have some really good speakers talking about marketing or, copywriting, or all sorts of different topics of interest to small business. So yeah, it's been great. I think one of the best things I've done.